Bubble, bubble, toil and trouble. Welcome back to the Operation Game Night podcast. No, it's not Halloween. Yes, we are talking about Three Witches by Allplay. Joining me, as always, my co-host and witch in charge of Cauldron Brewing, Clayton Gable.
What's up, Travis? Thanks for keeping it light with the intros, as always. I'm pretty stoked to talk about this interesting little trick taker from Allplay called Three Witches. All right.
Nice.
I think this came out this year, 2025. Yeah. So this is relatively new. If you've been around this podcast, you know I'm a bit of an Allplay fanboy. And the tiny box games are just so daggone easy to pick up. These things are, fit in your back pocket and cost $10. So I'm pretty much willing to give any of them a try. And this one really caught my eye because it's best at 3 players and it only plays at 3 players. And I'm like, man, I hats off. I respect when a game says, this is what I'm doing. You're going to do it on my terms and it's going to be awesome. I'm not going to try and please the 5-player crowd. I don't care if you're a solo gamer. We're playing this at 3. That's how you play it. And so Three Witches is a 3-player game. It's a 3-player trick taker game, which is sweet because I have a lot of situations where my mom loves trick taking games. She comes to visit me and Mary. And so it's 3 of us. And we usually end up playing whatever trick taker here or there. But I was like, this is a perfect game for that situation. When mom's in town and we can play a game designed exactly for this player count. So I was ambitious. I had this sitting there. I didn't really know anything about it, but my mom was here this weekend. So I was like, Mom, before you leave, I really wanted to play this trick taking game. I got it. It's for 3 players only. So she's like, sure. And then I started reading the rules and I was like, well, this is weird because it was a little obtuse reading through because in Three Witches, it's a 2v1 trick taker. And so every round, one player becomes the lead witch, and then the other 2 players are lesser witches trying to stop the lead witch from getting their tricks. So, yeah. And the way it works is, the lead witch is determined through bidding at the start of your hand. So pretty common to trick taking games, bidding how many tricks you're going to take. Yeah. So you get 6 cards each. And to bid, you have to bid either 3 or 4. If you bid 3, somebody can overtake you and bid 4. So, whoever, if someone bids 3, nobody else wants to pass that, then the person who bid 3 is the lead witch. Otherwise, another person has a chance to bid 4, and then they're the lead witch. So if you bid 4 tricks, you play 5 tricks in a hand. So if you bid 4 tricks, you're saying, I'm going to take 4 of the 5 tricks as the lead witch. And the way it plays out, calling it trick taking is interesting because it has some semblance of trick taking, but there's a lot of weird stuff going on here. So each team, if you think of the lead witch as a team and the 2 lesser witches as a team, gets to play 2 cards each turn. So the lead witch will play 1 card face up and 1 card face down. The face up card is the lead suit. So then the first lesser witch has to follow suit or they can pass. Then the next lesser witch has to follow suit. And you can pass or play an offsuit card. Okay. And then the second lesser witch has the same option. But eventually the 2 lesser witches have to play 2 cards. And the way it resolves is the interesting part that I was like, when I was reading the rules, I was like, this is weird. But after playing it, I was like, oh, that's pretty cool. So if your team, if the lead witch plays 2 cards that are the same rank, so 2 3s, you get to add those 2 numbers together, and that's the value of your turn, right? So I would get 6. Okay. If you play 2 cards of the same suit, you also get to add the values of your cards. So if I played the 2 of bats and the 5 of bats, I would get 7. Okay. If you play cards that don't match suit or rank, You just have to take the value of the higher card you played.
Oh.
So as the lead witch, I know exactly what I'm playing and what I'm going to be scoring. And one's face up, one's face down. And then the two lesser witches have to try and beat me by playing cards from their hand to like
matching the revealed suit.
Yeah, matching the revealed suit if they can. But it doesn't matter if they can't. Like, it's not like a normal trick taker in that way. Like, after, like, once the lead suit's declared by the lead witch, if the two other people played off suit and they matched numbers and the sum of that was higher than the lead witch, it doesn't matter. But it just is like if you do have the suit that the lead witch led with, you have to follow. Okay. So it can kind of force them into something they might not want to do. Mm-hmm. A couple other interesting twists are that if the 2 is played face up for the lead witch, that means that the 2 lesser witches have to play their cards face down. So they can't see what the other one's playing.
Okay.
And then there's an elixir card that if whatever it's paired with, it doubles the value of it.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah, it's super interesting. And as we just kept playing through hands and hands, I was like, oh my gosh, I love this game. This is so cool because as a lead witch, you just feel like you're in control. You know what's going on, but it's still hard, like, because you have to manage everything just right and make sure that, you know, you're playing the right. And then it becomes hard too, because if you get more than you're supposed to, you also don't win that hand. So if you're the lead witch and you get your bid exactly, you get 2 fate tokens.
Okay.
If the lead witch doesn't get their bid exactly, the 2 lesser witches each get 1. So then you shuffle the cards back up, deal them back out. Everybody bids again. Somebody new is the lead witch. And then, well, it could be the same person, or it could be somebody new is the lead witch. And now you have a new 2v1 scenario where 2 people are trying to, you know, collaborate to play these cards out in the right way to beat the lead witch. And it's super neat.
And the lead witch just gets passed to next player once that, you know, round of tricks is complete?
No. You shuffle the cards again.
Okay.
And then everybody looks at their hand and you bid again. So
okay.
Yep. And then whoever did the highest bid, they're the lead witch.
Are you sacrificing cards to bid like you do in No Loose Ends or anything?
No. And the other cool thing about being the lead witch is I play my 2 cards, and then at the end of that turn, I get, whether I won or lost the trick, I get to take one of those cards back into my hand.
Oh.
So if I won the trick, I get to decide which card goes back into my hand. If I lost the trick, the 2 lesser witches decide which card goes back into my hand.
Interesting. That's cool.
It is an awesome game that I can only play with 3 players.
Yeah. So you said you played with what, Mary and your mom? How'd they like it?
They liked it. As I was describing it, both of them were like giving me looks like, what are you talking about? Like, you play 2 cards, one face up, one face down. What do you mean the value is like some weird sum of different cards? But after a couple turns, it makes pretty good sense. And we were humming. I
mean, what, last week, 2 weeks ago, you were talking about, was it Jungo that's the quicker version of Scout?
Yes.
Yeah. Like, that one has a couple of, I mean, Scout has nuances that Jungo does not. This one, you're kind of jumping back up a little bit in complexity, up to a 2 from, like, I don't know, a 1.0 with Jungo or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Like, was that received well? Like, obviously Mary and your mom play trick takers enough to keep up and understand what's going on. But like, did you guys get hung up on any rules or anything like that?
No, not really. A couple times we forgot when the lead witch played a face up too, that we had to play our cards face down, but that's just like a simple oversight. It wasn't a complicated rule in and of itself. I think I wouldn't introduce this to 2 people who never played, even though the trick taking is there for sure, but it's not like your standard, lead must follow trump type deal.
Yeah.
It has pieces of that, but it's not that intuitive, just if you know that. So I don't know. I wouldn't be the first one I introduce to somebody, but I definitely think like as long as you understand it and once I wrap my head around it, it flows pretty smooth. I mean, you're basically just adding up the lead witches cards and then adding up the two lesser witches cards, and whoever had the higher number wins. And and this comes with nice player aids for each of the people that explains like, okay, if you have the same rank, you get to add your cards. If you have the same suit, you get to add your cards. If you have neither, you just pick the higher card.
Yeah.
So yeah, the actual like tricks and turns are really fast. I mean, you're playing the lead witch puts down 2 cards, 2 lesser witches play 1 card each, and then that's the trick. And you do that, you play 5 tricks per round, I guess. And so it moves along pretty quick.
That was going to be my next question. It says 20-minute playtime on Board Game Geek. Is that accurate? Longer, shorter?
Yeah, that's accurate, I would say.
Exactly 20 minutes, not a second later.
I mean, with me teaching it and learning it for the first time, we were probably at like 25, 30. Yeah. Okay. But so it would definitely be quicker the next time.
What is the first trick taker that you would introduce to somebody if you were just sitting them down, never played a trick taker before?
Good question. I would probably go with, this is Skull King.
Okay.
And let me tell you why. Because you ramp up the cards, right? Yep. I mean, you start out so simple. Everybody gets 1 card. You can play that round, that trick in like 30 seconds. Mm-hmm. Everybody gets into the flow of it. And the next time you get 2 cards. And so you're kind of learning and teaching as you go. You can pretty much, once you can kind of tell them about following suit and what trumps what, which is a little complicated in Skull King because of the pirates can beat the mermaids and the Skull King loses to a mermaid and then that type of situation. But I do like the escalating card handout per round. I think that lends itself well to introducing the new people. And
you have to yell yo ho ho before every round. So
yes, I will say I don't always yo ho ho.
Wow.
Blasphemous. I know. Kick me off the podcast. They should have had something like that for 3 witches. But can you think of any other games 2-player games, obviously, but apart from like 2-player and 1-player games, I don't know many games that are that rigid in a player count. I think Deal with the Devil was one that was like, you need 4 people to play this.
Yeah, it was like 4 to like 8. It was like 4, 6, or 8. You needed like exactly sets of 2. I think I have it sitting back here.
Well, even that's more lenient. But yeah, I was just trying to think if I could think of any besides 1- and 2-player games that literally say, this is it. Yeah. This is only a 3-player game. This is only a 5-player game.
And now that I'm like thinking about it, there's not that many 3-player games. Period. I mean, like you can adjust like 2-player, 3-player, 2 to 5 or whatever it is, but like strictly 3 players, maybe some like dexterity games or something. I can't think of any.
Yeah.
But if you, dear listener, know of any 3-player games, we want them. We want to hear your favorite 3-player games. I want to hear
3-player only.
3-player only games.
Yeah. If it plays more or less than 3, don't tell me about it. I don't want to know.
That's right. Awesome. Anything else on 3 witches?
That's all I got. I think it's really clever. If you like trick taking and you have a spare $10 to toss to Allplay, I would check it out and play it with 2 of your favorite little witchies.
That's right. And maybe you can like wave your hands over the cards before you play them and yell like bubble, bubble, toil and trouble.
Absolutely.
And you all put your hands out and you go witches, and then you play your trick.
Sounds. I'm gonna do that next time.
All right. All right. This has been 3 Witches. I have been Travis. He has been the head witch, Clayton Gable. This has been Operation Game Night, and we're out.